Hello there, my name is Taylor Priest. I'm studying at the University of Utah, and today I will be talking about writing in the sociological discourse. So first let's discuss sociology. According to the American Sociological Association, sociology is a social science involving the study of the social lives of people, groups, and societies. It's a study of our behavior as social beings, covering everything from the analysis of short contacts between anonymous individuals on the street to the study of global social processes. It's also the study of social aggregations, the entities through which humans move throughout their lives, and it's an overarching unification of all studies of humankind, including history, psychology, and economics. So this brings us to the next question. What do sociologists do? A sociologist mainly does work involving designing research projects such as collecting research data, analyzing the results, coming to conclusions, reporting their findings, and working with other social scientists. The main purpose of social science research is to use scientific methods to investigate individuals, societies, and social processes that are connected to social theories. Social research allows sociologists to provide motivations to improve policies, as well as academia and future research. So in the sociological discourse, there's a couple research methods that sociologists will use. The first I will be discussing is descriptive, where research in which social phenomena are defined and described. Quantitative or qualitative data is collected, and then generalizations are formed. Another research method is inductive reasoning. Research where data is examined, then the researchers develop a theory that explains the patterns in the data. It's usually qualitative in nature. A form of inductive reasoning is exploratory research that seeks to find out how people get along, what meanings they give to their actions, and what issues concern them. One of the most common research methods in the sociological discourse is deductive reasoning. It's when you start with the social theory and then test some of its implications with real data. Usually quantitative data is used. A form of deductive reasoning is explanatory research that seeks to identify causes and effects of social phenomenon and predicts how one phenomenon will change in response to some other phenomenon. Another form of deductive reasoning is evaluative research that describes or identifies the impact of social policies and programs. Next, let's discuss the rhetoric in sociological discourse. Let's first talk about ethos. In order to establish a strong credibility or ethos, authors should include their institutions where they completed their education. This is usually found next to their name in the title page. You can see an example of this in the first picture, U.S. immigration policy and immigrant children's well-being, the impact of policy shifts. Each writer will include their institution next to their name. Including a large number of references such as other peer-reviewed journals and credible sources also helps establish the author's ethos. In the second example, you can see the list of references that were used throughout the writing. Next, let's discuss pathos. Because peer-reviewed articles in the sociological discourse are strictly scientific, no creative writing should be used. The tone of the paper is formal. It's common to find scientific jargon and no emotional language. because of this, there is very little pathos in sociological discourse. The evidence of pathos you might find will be in the form of social significance, or in other words, the importance of the research that is presented. It's very likely that the social research in the paper relates to humans and society, and is likely to agree or disagree with the values or morals you have. In the article titled Divorce, Repartnering, and Step-Families, A Decade in Review, it reads, findings from the past decade suggest that marriage has changed but continues to be gendered. The economic consequences of divorce continue to be much greater for women than men, and the consequences of cohabitation, dissolution for women's economic well-being are increasing. This is an example of pathos that you will find in the sociological discourse. Finally, let's discuss logos. Logic and reasoning are incredibly important in social science research. Logos can be seen in the overall organization of the paper. This is also the main thesis or hypothesis that is being tested, as well as the data the researchers have collected and the scientific articles that are referenced throughout. In order to expand on social theory or improve on the social significance of the paper, logos is absolutely crucial. In the first example, you will see both of the hypotheses that are being tested. You will also see articles that are referenced that help out the logos of the paper. And in the final example, you'll see the data that was collected. In the sociological discourse, many peer-reviewed articles will follow this format. The title, authors and universities associated, the abstract, which is a brief summary of the paper, the keywords, which are the main concepts and research topic, the purpose and the literature review, which introduces theory and past research, methods and procedures, how the data was collected, the results, and a discussion, how do the results relate to this theory, finally the conclusion, which states the social and scientific significance. Finally, you'll find the references. And this concludes my presentations on the writings in the sociological discourse. Thanks for watching.